All right. So injuries, you all probably heard out will be AJ and Micah, and then the rest will practice in some capacity today.
Still week to week.
I'm sorry?
They're both still week to week.
Week to week.
Yeah.
Just an update on those two. You mentioned you weren't sure on injured reserve on either of them. Do you think it's a possibility for either?
I do, but I don't know any more. I don't have any more information based on that. It's just I think we're just continuing to take it one day at a time, and then when I get information from Nate on both of those guys, I just know it's a flexible situation right now. So.
Okay. In terms of who is more likely to go on IR between the two?
I would say Mike at this point. Yeah, but that's really where we're at. That's all I know right now, Joe. Yeah.
We were talking to Stefon yesterday just about the hot start that he got out to the first 6 games, and then the last 7 games where it seemed harder. And Josh kind of mentioned that teams are doing a lot to take him away. What have you seen?
You say Steph, I'm sorry, Steph.
Yeah, Steph.
Yeah.
What have you seen teams do to try to take him out of the game?
Well, anytime you're a number one wide receiver, I think that's where one of the places where defensive coordinators start when they game plan as a defensive staff, and so I'm sure that they start with Steph or somewhere thereabouts. So there's obviously an intention to try and take him away or manage what he does for our offense and our team, and it's hard to do because he's really good, but that's where other people have to get involved and produce as well.
I was talking to somebody from Dallas, and they said that over the last couple of weeks, Stephon Gilmore has started to travel a little bit more. When you look at him on tape, what do you see him doing, especially, been in the league a long time?
Right, I was just asked that same question on the radio there, and I have a great admiration for his game. To be able to play at such a high level for such a long time, the habits he probably has, the amount of preparation he puts into it, how he handles and takes care of his body, in addition to that. So just very, very aware, a very aware football player that uses great technique, and he certainly knows what routes are coming, it seems like, in certain situations.
Without AJ, we had talked about Vaughn kind of increasing his stuff and how you'd see more from him this past game. Without that brace on, are you even in practice yesterday, are you kind of seeing him still make those next steps?
Yeah, I mean, I thought last game, right now I'll just talk from last game, I thought he ratcheted up a step last game. It's important this game he does the same thing, that we move in that direction, right? So I know the week is hard on him coming off of the game the week before. When you're coming off of a knee, that happens, and so it's getting him ready now for Sunday.
Coach Rasul's been so productive since adding him this season. What has that addition been meant for this defense?
Well, I thought he really got back in his game last week. Philadelphia game, not as much, but this past game, and now he's starting to seem to really have a feel for what we're trying to get done, how we're trying to do it technique-wise, and so I think just the continuity piece now being here, 4 or 5 weeks roughly. I think that's helped him, and that'll help him going forward. Early on, it's really tough to know all the ins and outs of the defense, and so he's still learning some of that. But I thought last week was a step in the right direction for him for sure.
What do you see out of him personality-wise? There's some pretty strong personalities on this defense. How does he fit in from that aspect?
Yeah, I think he's started to open up, and I think that's a good thing. That's a strength. He's got a good personality. He fits. His DNA, his personality, his vibe fits our locker room, fits our defense, fits the DB group as a whole, and so that's been a added benefit for us.